Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time watching, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie. So on my channel, I do slime videos, vlogs, and now I'm really getting into doing these type of videos where I just sit down and give like a little talk and a little chat with you guys about certain topics that I think would help a lot of teenagers and children and anybody else who's interested. So at the end of this video, if you really enjoyed it, please be sure to give this a big thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if any of these tips have helped you. So today's video topic is something that I think would help a lot of people, and that is how to stop procrastination. Right now, I am a high school senior, so that means I've definitely had a lot of experience dealing with these kind of procrastination issues. So I just wanted to share my personal tips that worked for me and hopefully will work for you. So my first tip for you is to identify what exactly is making you procrastinate. So that means any distractions like smartphones, computers, iPads, TV. So let's just say your main distractor is your smartphone, and that includes any apps like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, any of those. So with the smartphone, there are a whole bunch of different apps that you could use to improve your productivity. For me, after using the apps for a certain time, I started getting a little tired of it and I just couldn't concentrate even with the apps on my phone. So the best way I use my phone to study is using the Pomodoro technique. So you would think of a task that you want to accomplish and then set a timer on your phone for 25 minutes. Put your phone aside, and that doesn't mean like near your work area. You would just set it for 25 minutes and then focus on accomplishing that task for 25 minutes. And it doesn't matter if you can't finish, just dedicate that whole period of time just for that one task. And once 25 minutes are up, you get a short break. I mean around 4 to 5 minutes. This could be used to get water, bathroom break, stretching, listening to music. And I know a lot of you may be tempted to start watching a YouTube video or like start watching an episode during that break, but I totally do not recommend that you do that, because once you get into watching a video, then you just don't want to stop. So I really recommend that you use those 4 to 5 minutes just to breathe, stretch, relax, just kind of give your mind a break from all that studying. And after you do 4 sessions of the 25-minute intervals with those breaks in between, then you get around like 10-minute, 15-minute break. Also, just be sure to not abuse that system and say in your head that only like 1 or 2 extra minutes wouldn't hurt, but in reality it will cause you just to drag your time even longer and create that loop of procrastination that you wanted to avoid in the first. And my second tip for you is to acknowledge what your goals are. And because you know that you're capable of achieving this goal with enough time and effort and hard work, then you're more likely to continue working hard. My third tip for you is to start working as soon as possible. And because I'm in high school as well, I know how it feels to just come home from like a really tough, tedious day at school or at work and just want to plop down on the bed and just like watch TV until you go to sleep. Even though you should definitely give yourself time to de-stress after school, it's really important that you start working as soon as you can. And I also remember reading this statistic that showed how the brain takes around 5 seconds for it to fully like process a decision, while decisions from your heart come a lot sooner. So by grabbing your pencil right away and working as soon as you can will prevent those temptations to procrastinate from reaching the front of your brain. So my fourth tip for you is to keep reminding yourself that if you do procrastinate, then it will only get worse in the future when you actually have to do your work. So this may have been from another video that I watched or an article that I read, but I realized that pleasure does not equal happiness. On one hand, pleasure is very short-lived, it's very temporary, it's just something that you feel at that instant, but it won't last long. Whereas happiness is something that you feel after you accomplish a big goal, after you finish your work, after you did something that made yourself proud. And happiness is something that is a lot more long-lasting and it yields a lot more benefits. So by acknowledging that the pleasure you experience while you procrastinate is very temporary, and that you want to focus on happiness instead, then it will also encourage you just to start working on your goals, which will lead to happiness. My fifth tip is to use a journal, notebook, whiteboard, or anything that you have to organize your thoughts and organize your schedule. And I have here a huge whiteboard type calendar that I got at Walmart for like around $10-15, I think. And then you can start filling in your calendar with things that are due on certain days. For instance, today is the 1st, and if I had 3 quizzes on Monday the 4th, then I would write this down and then keep this somewhere where you can see easily. So if you ever think of procrastinating, just look at the whiteboard and realize that things are coming up quick and that there are only a limited amount of days until you need to finish this task. And because procrastination stems from stress, laying out your thoughts in a visual, ordered way will de-stress your mind and let your brain focus on accomplishing those tasks. So those were my main tips that I have for you guys, but there are a few more pieces of advice that I wanted to share with you before we end this video. So one thing that I tried to do but just wasn't successful in doing it was writing down an agenda and then having like deadline times next to it. For instance, that meant by 4 p.m. finish math homework, by 5 p.m. finish lit homework, by 6 p.m. finish working on the project, and those kind of things. But because certain tasks took longer than usual and some took shorter than others, then that kind of screwed up my whole schedule. Once I realized I couldn't make those deadlines, I just felt discouraged and just didn't really want to continue. Then now, instead of having like those time deadlines, I just write down what exactly I need to accomplish. Finish math homework, finish lit homework, finish this project, etc. And then be able to dedicate whatever time I have to those things and make sure those are accomplished. Procrastination is a really unhealthy habit, and I admit I still do deal with procrastination at times, but I just realized that if you put in your time and effort early, then you could avoid a lot of problems and have a lot more benefits and just be a happy person overall. And right now, if you're watching a whole bunch of how to stop procrastinating videos as a way to procrastinate, I highly recommend that you click out of this video on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram as soon as you can and just start working, because you're the only person who can achieve your own goals, and I fully know that everyone is capable of achieving those goals if they put in the effort that is needed. And just work hard, persevere, be honest, and you can do it. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to give this a big thumbs up, subscribe, and do all of that jazz. And I just hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!